Welcome back to Professor Plays Wasteland 3 with Rafi.
Hello and welcome to what was our plan for this episode?
Is a hero's #1 priority.
Getting
I
praised
am
by
proud
Morningstar.
that we saved so many.
Using the code
Yes,
launcher.
yes.
Time to take some chances and expand man's horizons.
Let's go to the world map because if you remember or not, we have at the last time finally finished all the. I think we really have all the reasonable side quests open, and this one we have to actually go for Yuma
Yes.
County Speedway. So, anyways, our side quest is going and doing our main quest, which is very nice. So, we met Angela Death last time. Oh, actually, some people did level up. Customary leveling up, especially our gunslinger that will probably betray us. I like that the scope on her pistol is as big as the
Pistol?
thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, that reminds me, have had a fun fact of sorts about futuristic under asterisk weaponry.
Uh-huh. Which is?
You know the bolt gun from Warhammer.
Yeah, which is basically a mini rocket machine gun.
Yeah, turned out people already tried something like this in the 1960s.
Yeah, you know, I read sci-fi that was written in the 1960s where they had that as weapons for fighting in space in vacuum. Where actually a normal rifle would be fine if you adjust the gas loading automatics, in case if it's even gas loading, but okay.
Yeah. Not even. Actually, you could even do some cool trick shots around the moon. Uh,
You mean if you know what to do with gravity?
yeah. Like hitting people you're not even seeing because you bent your bullets around the moon.
I am going to learn kisses now with him so that we are sure on that front.
Yeah. Anyway, a makeshift company tried it, struggled with funding, and
Then went to the US Department of Defense and got $1 billion for it anyways.
no, cause they were not experienced gunsmiths and failed to do the one thing which is quite crucial for getting guns into ongoing war zones, which
Have it
is
not
having,
explode?
besides them not exploding, having a good reload mechanism.
So you shoot a few rockets or one rocket and then you're not shooting for the rest of eternity again or something?
It's more like you shoot your whole magazine and then you have to complexly load bullet for bullet into your gun again while being shot at.
Yep, that's basically what as far as it was shown with this instant Legolas bow, and then Shadiversity tested it and found out that yeah, you shoot quicker and then you waste all the time at reloading again. So you can burst out, but you don't really benefit over a minute or something. Okay, MK1 is calling us.
Okay.
If you Ranger Team November, we hear
Now, I
you.
wouldn't say that name out here, even on a secure channel. Never know who might be listening. Now, I know where you're headed, so hear me out. When you get to where you're going, gas up at the garage first. I'll find you there and give you the sit rep.
How will you
I'll
contact?
contact you.
Okay, so
MK1 out.
at that
Who's
side,
that?
so MK1 is probably a scout of Angela or something. Actually, have we so far just... We have this reputation system. So now we're maximum famous. 100 families don't really like us. The marshals are assholes anyways. Keepers are dead, they don't count. So So far, there was not much impact except for the shops that spawned once or twice. So I hope there will be some late game effect. I suppose we will have to fight against these together with these. Something like that, but the effect of, apart from getting 12% discount, which in my book is not counting as relevant in any way. So I hope there will be some more stuff, okay.
Wait, so you're just telling me that if we would have pissed everyone, we could have slaughtered all of Colorado potentially.
No, I think the game doesn't really allow you to piss off everyone.
Probably.
Okay, so yeah, payasos at least were eliminated. So the Scar Collectors, any more gangs to kill?
Yeah.
Rangers, you made it. Good. Come into the garage ASAP. I'll have my bots tow your car inside before the gang.
Oh gosh, if he hadn't called before, I would have never found him.
The ones the Patriarch made a deal with? Hey, good to see you. Been hoping you'd show up. Patriarch's got a lot he wants done here, and we ain't got a lot of time. Liberty Buchanan is sitting not 200 yards from here in her compound as we speak. But the way things stand, it would take a tactical nuke to crowbar her out. She's
Tactical
managed to make
nukes, that
herself
can be
a queen
arranged.
of these heathens, the Scar Collectors, the
Yeah,
payasos.
lots of
Now,
stupid
there ain't
gangs.
no way even a crew as tough as you could fight their way in and bring her out alive like the Patriarch wants. But I got a plan.
Wait, who are you?
Nobody told you about me. Ha! Typical. I'm the mechanic. That means I fix things, right? For the gangs, it's cars, and they trust me because I fix them good. But my real job is fixing things for the Patriarch, like putting sand in the gas tank of Liberty's coupe before it gets on the road. That's why he sent me out here. You get it? Can we get down to business now?
So how did you
How
manage
did
to
he manage to
survive?
survive?
Yeah.
How do you think I gained her trust?
You sent other spies to the test to secure your own position? That's despicable.
Hey, I'm willing to be the bad guy if that's what the... Now, have I passed your little test?
Yeah, we use his
Well,
help.
that's
It's
me.
anyways the
I'm here to
fastest
give
way
you
to
the
get
info you need
betrayed.
to succeed.
Yeah.
I'll be behind you the whole way.
Yeah, behind, that's the problem, huh? I like it how Cordite is still alive after in the dialogues, as far as we didn't tell him. I would say let's lie to him because we will anyways
Yeah.
do what we are doing.
Okay, listen. The gangs may be loyal to Liberty, but they hate each other's guts. All
Ooh,
you
time
need
for
to do
role
is get
playing.
Each gang thinking the others are screwing them somehow, and this place will go up like an ammo dump. The payasos and the
Yeah.
godfishers are ready to go at each other's throats. They just need a little nudge. As for the Scar Collectors, they're as like to turn on themselves as they are on anyone else. What I do is talk to their slaves. They've always got dirt on all the infighting. I got a key to the pen they're kept in.
How about some
I
info?
can give you the broad strokes, but the nitty-gritty is
Scar
the
Collectors,
biggest of the
big,
gangs
tough.
and the toughest. Slavers, body mod addicts, complete barbarians.
Where they get the mods is a big question. Yeah?
Every one of those sons of bitches wants to be leader. So there's a lot of infighting. The boss right now is Steel Trap, who ousted Cordite. But he fights off challenges from his lieutenants every week, always looking over his shoulder. Maybe you can play on that somehow.
Payasos, I think we actually killed them, but
Boy, does that piss him off.
That reminds me of something else. I'm going to talk about once we're on the road again.
Thing is never taking anything seriously. Your friend dies. What a joke. Lose an arm. The head clown is a shrimp named Lecherito. Meanest little fucker I ever met. Always with the put downs and the insults. I think that's why they made him boss.
okay, a big
Nobody
asshole,
stands scariest
godfishers.
of the bunch. They think they can talk to their sky gods by tying people's living torsos to kites and flying them up to the clouds. The other gangs, at least you understand why they're killing you. The Godfishers, who fucking knows? So
Yeah,
their leader,
immediately.
Star That Dreams, thinks he's a goddamn messiah. And he hates having to deal with the other gangs. The only reason he's with him is he thinks it's his best shot at getting revenge on the Patriarch. Otherwise, he'd make murder kites out of the other guys and ride into the sunset.
Didn't mention the Dorses.
Forget about the Dorseys. They're Liberty's personal bodyguards now. They never. You're gonna have to fight the Dorseys.
Okay,
no
we
matter
want to
what.
fight the Dorses
You
anyway.
just
Slave pen
outside
is
the main
outside the main compound.
But use my key. Good. Follow the racetrack north and you'll find the gang compound. And listen, if you need any ammo, weapons, or supplies, talk to me.
Yeah,
Just like Christmas.
that's what we wanted to hear. Liver box. I'll just buy
Ooh.
it. EMP cylinder. Almost completely
Even-
non-toxic. Yeah, I will buy that too.
Wait, look at his weapons.
Yeah,
Weapons, he's
yeah,
selling.
yeah, but we don't. We have these already. Man cannon. Ooh. That's actually not bad. It shoots spikes.
Yeah.
This is a silver problem. Jackhammer, pump shotgun. Who was actually with him? We started using shotguns, huh?
Yeah.
But that one is costly, so. But we can also sell all this stuff we're actually not using anyways. Especially the stuff we have duplicates from.
The question is, do we even need all the other rifles?
Probably not. The jackhammer, do you remember that from Fallout 2 actually?
No.
I think it's based on it's called Penka jackhammer, and as far as I know, this is a shotgun design that was just planned and not really, as far as I know, it's not constructed, but I've seen that it was basically really existent. So I think we really need to consider getting gear. So this does times 10. Oh. Holy nice.
He also has an assault rifle.
Which is actually that's not as good as the levels on this. So that's funny. Sometimes I think with some we have already better tier equipment, as you see here.
Yeah.
Because this is a level 17 machine pistol, but some have better stuff actually. Minigun, which
Codex.
yeah, but I think 10. Yeah, I think I would rather not use the minigun.
Incinerator.
Javelin,
we already had
rocket
javelin.
launcher, rocket launcher.
We already have a javelin.
Is that what we have?
Yes.
Okay. Actually, we can do this. Yeah, you're right.
But let's compare the axe to the sword she's having.
Yeah, we're going there. Atom Smasher. Now we're talking. 40 times 3 to 50 times
Wait,
5.
look
Yeah.
what Quan has for an energy weapon.
He has the 34. I think this one is mod. I think this one is modded better, and this one is no. Actually, this one is more modded. Interesting.
Yes.
But this
That's
one
why I
is.
would give Quan the Atom Smasher, not only to preserve the bolter,
But the
but
pulse
also
rifle
to
has more automatic weapon requirement.
just because something has more requirement doesn't make it that it has to be
Yeah.
better.
That's also my crit stuff. But yeah, it's the currently slightly better weapon. So Proton X. Now we are getting to the classics. 86, 111. But this one is modded. Hit chance, apply shocked. Actually, that is not really better in my.
That's because we have one of the better upgrades in our sword.
Yeah. Yeah, but as it is in our sword, plasma hammer. I guess that's the stuff the X use. We didn't find a sublet launcher, didn't we? That's the stuff we sold. So, apart from needing to buy energy cells, in my opinion. So we found that the pistol is awesome, the pump gun is awesome, the Ripper and is good, the assault rifle not, the
don't
minigun we
forget-
don't need, and the atom smasher is very nice.
Don't forget two things. The SOCOM rifle, we also have again upgrades. We can also disassemble a lot of the
Which
stuff
SOCOM
we're still
rifle you
having.
mean?
The assault rifle he's giving us.
Yeah, but
He's
let's
offering.
put it this way: a weapon that I need. If I have a weapon that is better, I will buy that before I buy a weapon that is maybe better. This is essential. Phase silencer. Especially as this stuff is so dirt cheap.
Yes,
Okay, so I would say buy the atom smasher.
of course. The man cannon.
And I would say the man cannon has the benefit that it's really strong on stuff. So we can move back. Okay, so we have actually dumped our money. That's nice. So we now have to go into the. Yeah, we can also now field strip a lot of stuff. Maybe get more mods.
As I understood correctly, if you field strip a weapon with modifications, I think you get the modifications back.
Maybe we can
Yeah.
find that out.
Do we have? I think we have that skill.
So let's see, we have nothing in here, okay. But this one is modded, so we will get an extended magazine and we will see how many extended magazines we have.
We have one.
So if we get the second extended magazine, you're right. And we should get a pop-up anyways.
Oh, that's
Okay.
right.
Cool. Great, so on our list of weapons,
You can then sell again the chunk to him and see how much
Yeah.
money this brings.
I see we get some stuff out of things.
Anyway, what I wanted to talk about was there is this new fan-made DLC for Fallout New Vegas.
This big one that was then offline because they had some issues with
No, it's the frontier. It's everything's fan made in a fan made place and something.
Yeah, I think that, and they had to take it offline for a few days to remove stuff that was in some way child pornographic or something like that. We had
Oh,
talked.
that's new to me. I
And
just wanted.
and then a lot of basically a lot of creators went out of the thing. Did we buy the shotgun? No.
No,
But
we did not have enough money.
but did we just buy what is this actually? Submachine gun, why is it?
Yeah, we bought that one for her, I think, for Star.
No, but this is she doesn't have the automatic weapons for it. No, we
Yeah.
bought the man
Ripper.
pistol and went there sorting option somewhere.
No. And I'm currently unsure if we even bought the Ripper. Because I don't think we didn't.
We bought I think we bought the atom
We
smasher.
bought the man cannon and the atom smasher.
That's what I meant. So. That means if we field strip that, we will get the stuff back.
Yeah. Anyway, I wanted to talk about it because I was curious and I installed it, the mod.
Mhm.
And besides the huge problem with the story,
We could make
it's
it to plasma. Yeah.
I must say it's really good crafted. It's really thought through, but I'm at the beginning and the story currently is shit. Just to be very blunt, it doesn't make any sense. It's like, yeah, the bad NCR, they... By the way, this is all information you get after you start the mod. Yeah, the NCR is so bad because they recruited people for the war against the Brotherhood, and then they did not release the people out of service immediately. They even killed their own wounded because they were drastically over, had way too many wounded for their capabilities.
Are we still talking about the NCR here?
Yes, that's the NCR, how it's portrayed in this mod. And it all starts, it's about what I know is about this one NCR general who just takes all his men because they were denied relief because immediately after the Brotherhood war was over, the Legion attacked and they still needed all the soldiers, and he was pissed and took all his people, and now he fights to make a new place for themselves in the frontier. So yeah, besides the illogical thing of killing your own wounded, because
Yeah, you know.
the
Which
next big
armies are
thing,
famous for killing their own
Yeah.
wounded,
yeah.
I can sell
The next thing is, I mean, it's really nice that they introduced vehicles which you can drive and use and something like that.
Yeah, but does it really improve the game? That's always my question. You can introduce lots of things, but what does it improve? And
Nothing, and it just gives you even more questions, like, why has this rogue general tanks and more vertibirds, working ones, which he's using to commence airstrikes on a routine basis? Why has this guy the resources?
Yeah, you know, but that's always that's a general problem of a lot of these things. That stuff escalates pretty quickly. So we said we want to have the
Oh,
jackhammer
and
and the
the
Reaper and the assault rifle.
yeah, I'm still a bit. I was just put off by the tutorial section where the vehicle mechanics. So yeah, the vehicles you can repair them and drive them is
Mhm.
introduced.
Here's the level 22 assault rifle.
Because you're fighting against scavengers who are like, oh no, they're evil and they steal everything and there's nothing in the whole thing and bad and people are bad. Yeah, and then they ambush a tank with 2 anti-tank guns and
And
2
the
mechs
tank
and
wins.
several rocket launchers.
Oh, he has more stuff to do actually.
Though we're just too focused on giving all of this stuff. They did not notice my rant about.
I did know your rant and the rocket launchers.
Yeah, the rocket
Uh,
launchers make sense, but not the 2 anti-tank howitzers.
That's what you meant with the anti-tank guns. I was more thinking about anti-tank rifles and not about.
No, howitzers.
Well, but I think this you can probably canon away a bit because when assuming that the NCR at some point takes the Sierra Army Depot from Fallout 2, there are howitzers around and even shoot one in the game. So
Yeah, but these howitzers do not belong to the NCR. It doesn't even make sense that they're there because the frontier's not in close proximity to this region.
well, if they have a few years to, but that yeah. So you mean in the frontier, a random NCR general is on the loose? That's what you wanted to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and I'm probably never gonna come close to even finish that damn mod because every time I try to play it, it
Hope
crashes.
you're making
Not
progress,
only the
Rangers.
game, but it crashed also my PC.
Paying us. Here you go.
Great. That's the best kind of game.
But what am I even expecting of fan-made mods?
You know, it is. Oh, wait, I think maybe that. You know, it depends. I think often the problem is the scope. You can have, if you have a mod that has a limited scope, you can get a lot done.
Yeah.
If your scope is bigger than what a whole studio wants, so I think this is the last thing. Assuming
Yeah.
that this is, assuming that this will be the best equipment shop in the game, and if not, who cares?
Hopefully. I'm just bothered a lot by the audacity and the failure of the people who made that mod to be like, oh yeah, this random traitor general, yeah, he has more stuff than the actual NCR, and he just took whoever was loyal to him.
Yeah, but I don't know if you've ever played the. Can we go in there? Why don't we have explosives 8? That can't believe. Because we only have explosives 7, and we don't have anything for that. I shouldn't multitask too much in my mind. You know, also in the, this is this Hearts of Iron 4 mod for Fallout, where also basically where in a few years you can take up from basically interesting telekinesis from having clubs to having better tech than pre-war in some extent. So, and they basically they have nuclear bombers and stuff. So it's really interesting.
Yes.
So I assume that's where we have to go. Scar Collector Mine, Godfisher Wind Farm. Let's go to the big assholes first. Yeah, so I would say with mods, I think I have played good mods, bad mods. Also, you have to say if story is written by people that do it because they say, hey, cool game. Yeah, now I get stuff. Can be a bit tricky because sometimes there are lots of things that you can do, but that you not necessarily should do. Hangry the Clown.
Strangers, over here! Maybe you Mamons can help us out. You see, the Godfishers were traveling this way with some fresh kite-making materials, but they ran into some giant bisons and they kinda got them trapped. We don't give a wet fart about the Godfishers. Oh, but they're poor slaves. Their plight has touched our hearts, and we want to, liberate them.
As far as I know,
You
they
take
just
care of
want
the
to.
bison. We'll grab the meat sticks.
Yeah.
Victims. And our boss, Risky Brisket, will give you something cool for your trouble, huh? She's down at Meat Clown, near the Godfisher Shrine.
What are you going to do with the
Nothing.
slaves?
We promise. We're gonna have them over for dinner, and then say adios. Thanks.
So many stupid puns.
Meat's back on the menu, cabrón.
Rescue these people?
We'll eat like
Or does he mean recover his
Risky can
property?
peddle those shitty clown burgers to somebody else.
What could Hangry the Clown?
Gored by a bison and filleted by a godfisher, I guess. What's your favorite cut?
Ah, so this is a random.
Yeah.
Wait, we're talking about bison, right?
Meat's me.
So we will first shoot the bisons, then shoot these assholes, and
Yep.
wanna try a new gun. How about reloading it first? Oh god, look how threateningly they are standing there. So, wait, let me summarize. The clowns want us to kill the big, juicy, meaty bisons to access the scrawny slaves over there. I mean, just look at the hit points. If you take hit points as indicators.
I think discussions already made it
Yeah.
clear that sometimes logic is not the strong suit.
But wait, we actually with the other one, which does bonus damage, we can have a billion of shots. That was the part. Also, just to be sure, set everyone aflame. Free shot. Right.
The two AP
Should we actually move or just shoot? That's the question.
just shoot with everyone.
Wait, 3, 5? Ah, this only has 3. That's nice. We use 4, we can maybe.
I think we have to move with Codex.
Cool.
Nice crit.
Didn't he have an eye laser?
No.
What does he have then?
An eye laser. Well, then let's.
I think the eye laser is available if you are in range actually. Well. I don't know, other
Are you
people
in?
that have eye lasers too.
Like Quan.
Ah, maybe I could have tried to hit both, yeah. Let's summarize it with the bisons won't even know who hit them.
I'll keep my eye on them.
See, Hornet is nice and helpful and already starts filleting them.
But shouldn't you cut them before grilling?
Ah yeah, we did it all wrong.
Now we take slaves for ourselves and free them.
Goldfish are kiting
Woe
region.
unto mankind, who set the skies aflame and filled the heavens with ash.
We have to the
For
right.
darkness has fallen on the broken earth, and the lords of the heavens have turned their faces from us. Thus, we must appease them with offerings.
We need
blood,
more
and
explosives.
flesh
Yep.
and bone.
Thank you for saving us. Are those horrible payasos gone?
Ah, not yet. Why?
They're the cause of this. They waylaid us on the road and we had to make a run for it. Ended up in the middle of a bison herd.
Oh.
They kept shouting, "Give us that meat! Give us that meat!" I think they want to eat us.
Really? Don't worry, we'll take care of them.
Take care of them.
As we have opposed slavers and mostly cannibals so far.
Hey, we used the cannibals and then we killed them.
Okay, observation tower. That looks at least charming. For one moment I was scared, but Party Paul is apparently
What?
lightweight. No, he has an IFF with the mines.
I'm
Yes,
starving.
So
Oh,
I would
wanted
say
to say
we open aggressive negotiations.
yeah.
I'm starving.
I wanted to say that he tracks lightly.
Payaso Fuego. I'll put some Fuego up his nethers, indeed. I think there might be a build that manages.
Oh, you
to-
can. No, not you can. I don't think that you can stack really. Nice. He still has 5 action points left.
Yeah, but I'm thinking if I move and use 2, I can maybe off them better.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Not entirely, but you know. Ah, there's the boss over there.
Hangry the Burning Clown.
Yeah, we might be good enough for these encounters right now. And somehow I think these games are not the ones where the last enemy just says, maybe I should get out of here if they all just murdered me. Thanks. Come on, that really sounded like she wanted to fillet him for eating.
Maybe. Or maybe just filleting to keep the most loot intact.
Yeah, in some games you could. I remember there are games where that would actually work, or at least a bit in XCOM, when where you don't want to blow up the
Talk to the slaves again. Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't want to blow up the enemy
Thanks
so that you
again.
can get the weapon
Did
fragments?
you get rid of the payoff?
Yes.
Thank you, strangers.
Yeah, which is
You
totally
saved our
at some point you don't care anymore because you have too many weapon fragments because you already killed like half the
Everyone?
invasion force. Yeah.
But weapon fragments, I think at least as far as, I mean, I think in part 2, are the fragments still a thing in XCOM 2? I should know, I just played it last year, but what do I know? Come on, get action points.
Come on.
Skip us. But I think that's also one reason why they did this long war modes and so on, where a lot of stuff would stay more relevant because you didn't have enough. But I'm pretty sure in the normal basically the point where you have weapon fragments for everything, you can just go and win the thing anyways. At that point, you're anyways just playing around.
Yeah. Or basically it's you reach a point where simply you switch which resources are more important to you.
Risky brisket. Wait, these are the goldfishers? Aren't they the payasos?
Oh, hi. Bienvenidos to Meat Clown Barbecue. I'm risking
Aren't you a
this. Hey,
payaso?
clowns gotta eat too, right? Now, what do you
Clown
want?
burger.
We got the clown burger and... Yeah,
That's great.
actually,
What?
that's
Is a
it.
clown burger made for clowns or of clowns?
I'll try to be funny. That's my job. Now, what's it going to be?
We already had one of your burgers.
Yesterday.
You jokers think I'm a fool, not a clown. Yeah, well, I don't remember. If you were here yesterday, prove it. How'd you feel after you ate the clown burger?
Funny.
So you have had a clown burger. Oh, my man. Fine, you passed the burger challenge. Congratulations. Now
God.
find some other supper.
It hurts.
For taking orders from the boss.
Oh.
I'm going back for more.
Burrito loves his clown burger.
Probably wherever the... Clown burger. Applies poisoned.
Alright. I'm gonna teach all you payasos how to make a clown burger so I don't have to do everything around here every fucking day, okay?
No, what makes
Alaska
burger
surprise.
burger is how you see
Non-believers cannot enter
Ah.
the shrine of the wind catchers.
That's not where I wanted to go, but okay.
Leave or die.
Okay.
But they said that the godfishers are the most insane ones, I guess.
Yes. But also the ones that need the least agitation.
While you're waiting, make the buns. First, steal some flour from some squares, then mix it all together in
Lost Soul sounds like a very important whatever. I forgot what these things were.
Mutants. I think these are classic mutants.
Burning! Ah!
Last time you trained me well, I would say.
I'm just now curious, did it even work because no one gained AP?
Sheet. But you know, RPGs have to be buggy messes.
Yeah, that's too what I always say when people tell me that Cyberpunk is a problem and bad because it's buggy, and it's like
No, that's not the
why you
problem
play an
here.
RPG.
Yes. No, that's not why you should complain. Because if you have... Was there ever a RPG that was at release usable for anything?
Yeah, that's the
I will
reason.
save that for next turn.
Yeah, and the problem there is I mostly discuss such things with people that. How many RPGs did you play? Well,
What is?
Skyrim and Fallout 4. Yeah, Cyberpunk was my first one. Oh, and The Witcher 3.
Yeah, so you have never played an hard, let's say an RPG, and not an action up or run around and hit people with your in shooter perspective RPG.
Yeah.
I hesitate to call one is not an RPG, but I mean it is complicated nowadays, and I think that's why we want to do also podcasting stuff about these things. Because wait, I went there and it's one square. I will just watch them because these are exactly these discussions that you can have. Nice. Where you should have started with the gun.
I honestly have to say that I think the most RPG I played was and finished because I started Fallout 1 and Arcanum.
Arcanum was cool, but then I never finished that one.
Yeah, it's just like at some point you're so like, okay, now I don't know anymore what quest I should do now. And it's
nice.
it really was like, yeah, I'm at the point where I should talk to the Queen of the Elves, but it's like, yeah, I'm in the Elven capital. Where's the NPC I need to talk to? Oh, this important quest NPC only spawns after you talked to a guy somewhere else you were never informed or even had chance of meeting them realistically.
They have good defense skills, these assholes.
Yes. So,
oh, fuck. Have you seen that? 300
yes.
damage. And there are
Yes,
more
I've
of
seen
them.
I've seen that.
I think there might be a slight imbalance between melee and ranged attacks here.
Yep.
Yeah, heal the one with the least injury.
So I was saying about RPGs I played and actually finished, and the closest one I think that actually comes towards such a really hard RPG with the least action parts is Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 1.
And that is already, I mean, because it doesn't have that spammy amount of combats other have, but I would already call that not very much.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm a child of the age. I mean, I'm not even a child of the age where you would play these computer video games like Pool of Radiance. So I would already see that differently.
Which is actually which it's now that I realized actually something funny. You're actually more likely to get the real RPG experience while playing a visual novel than playing an actual game that's marketed as an RPG.
Yeah, I mean it's complicated, and there's that's bad. Okay, with many things, classification is you cannot just. Come on. You cannot expect to just press everything in simple classifications. Because yeah, I mean, basically the first computer RPGs were basically that you take a pen and paper RPG and you remove most of the gameplay from it, just down to dungeon crawling or fighting. So you could argue that the first computer RPGs were not even counting as RPGs because they left out. So they actually are not RPGs in the sense that you really play a role, which you actually do more in the most modern ones. But the more modern RPGs basically fail at the mechanics that these other RPGs had.
Yeah.
Oh nice, he went down again immediately after I lasered. But yeah, I lasered first, so... Nine, yeah, no, 90% is not good enough, yeah. So you could even argue that to some extent, some of these are more RPGs in the sense of being RPGs. But they are not RPGs in the sense of what computer RPGs were earlier, what, let's say you take Japanese RPGs, which are basically derived from people having a take on Wizardry, which was one of the first computer RPG series. Yeah. We will need to eat so many antidotes afterwards.
Yep.
Or you say, because you know, the other Let's Play currently running is Bloodstained, Curse of the Night, which is using a lot of RPG mechanics, but not many people would call it an RPG because it's clearly you know, this a platformer game too, or it can be both. But if I take the classical definition of what makes an RPG, come on, just kill him. Then it would fail if I just take. Does it have the RPG mechanics at its core? It would still be one, but I would say that let's take examples which were basically the big RPGs when I was young, which was basically Fallout and Baldur's Gate, and then later Knights of the Old Republic, but I was already a student when I played that. But I think the first one still came out when I was in school. Okay. But let's antidote up first.
It just makes me sad when I have to argue with someone and their argument why Cyberpunk is bad is because there are not enough branching options, and I'm like, why have you have double the amounts of ending based on the last option you choose on what to do, and that's not even counting in all these minor things you are also free to do and have effects on what's happening.
But as I think as we discussed at some point, as in Cyberpunk, by Cyberpunk lore, you basically you don't accomplish much, while in others you usually save the world, the planet, the galaxy. Let's say compared to Mass Effect, with look, you saved the galaxy, which is probably what an earlier generation had as formative RPG experiences. Basically, but what the point in Mass Effect, in Baldur's Gate, in Fallout, in all of the things, in Witcher, you can play a character. In some, it's a character you design, where you can, and in others you can maybe pick 2 or 3 aspects, so the hair color, and that's it. Oh,
yeah.
Look, someone gets power out of him. More often, waste woman. Is there a point to these things or just murdering pile of corpses? Maybe there's a point.
Maybe.
Classical RPG stuff. No, maybe we won't even spend a rocket now, as our rockets are getting a bit. No. So I would argue, depending on the definition, you could say that a lot of games nowadays that you wouldn't call RPGs, where you can do this role-playing aspect better or worse, would still count as RPGs. And that a lot of actual RPGs would not count because they are not. You don't really do anything RPG in these. or you say no, it has to have there my where I would basically have some criteria like classic RPG. Where I say if I want to play an RPG, I would really love if I can do combat without that is not dexterity based, and that was my big problem with Final Fantasy 15, which I tried last year. And then it starts with a tutorial that tells you, and that is how to parry. I don't want to click and have any kind of dexterity or timing based input in a Final Fantasy game to fight. I want to pick a menu choice and have a plan. Like here, I execute a plan, and I don't have to hurry or consider anything you could call skill or something. No, it's about some extent how you level your characters and how you skill your characters, and that's what this is about.
Yeah, definitely. This is why also in Fallout New Vegas, which I actually did not notice until I saw a video about it. Your skills matter.
Yeah, and that you can.
If the weapon hits or not is not determined on how good you're of an aim yourself has, but on your weapon skill.
Exactly, and you could. And that is also something where I would say Cyberpunk is still in it, because in Cyberpunk, I mean, I would say there's some. It's not like that your skill in whatever doesn't matter at all. But especially, let's say, especially in The Witcher, if you Witcher 3, if you don't play it on the highest difficulty or whatever, it doesn't really matter what you're skilling.
Yeah, because it's only your ability to dodge.
Yeah, which is again that you cannot dodge, or but where Cyberpunk
You
actually
can hit the
was
worm.
not. Yeah, because in Cyberpunk, you must not forget, you could. Maybe I should do the Thundering Strike now. Nice. In Cyberpunk, you can go this. You can do the hacker build, and basically just sit behind corners with the right and with this. As soon as you have legendary quick hacks, you can basically murder lots of people without even seeing them. And then again, it's more about planning and timing. Or you can just go in and beat everything to death with the club. Then again, it offers you choice and build and whatever, but still.
Yeah, that's actually the way I played, cause I played Furious Murder Hobo with Samurai Sword, and if I were just to run in, I would be shut down immediately. I actually had to scan my enemies. Also, I played on the not on the highest, but on the one below difficulty. I also had to scan my enemies, pick out who do I need to eliminate first, possible with a sniper or something.
But then there's strategy in that again. Oh, let's see. Oh, I think it's a bit like if you compare it in general also to. I think that's why to some extent I prefer strategy game over tactics game, in the sense that most things that people call strategy games are actually tactics games. So a real-time strategy game is normally a tactics game, because a lot of these don't involve enough logistics or whatever. I prefer these kinds of game where if we go into a battle, the battle is already won, because I said I only fought like Sun Tzu would say, you don't fight a battle that you can lose, basically.
Yeah.
And oh, that's not the weapon I wanted to use. So let's say in a grand strategy game, that would mean you bring the bigger army, or you basically have the stronger economy. There are lots of things you can do, and this gives you choice. And choice, I would say, is in that way an important factor in RPGs and strategy games that I like most. So does it where it really matters what I do at some time point, or
Yeah, and that's where most games that have good so-called RPGs, have higher ratings, because they have the illusion of choice. But then you have something like Cyberpunk, which actually gives you that choice, gets beaten down because of the bugs and because people promise too much.
Yeah, I think the most valid concern for Cyberpunk, I would say, is really that you can say it promised stuff and did not deliver on it, and didn't cancel or didn't say in time that they're not going to do it. That's a valid.
Several,
Yeah, the reasons are whatever.
because communication failed. Because whatever. It happened.
Yeah, the reasons are not important if they just say that something has happened or whatever. But if they basically advertise features until the release that are not in the release, that sounds ominous.
Got the survey report back. It's actually worse than I expected. Subsidence rates are close to 1.5% over a 6-month period. I warned the planning committee that the reservoir was going to be a problem. The soil up here is too sandy and erodes too easily. We should have set the pilings for the windmills about 30 feet deeper, but no one wanted to spend that kind of money. So now we have to keep a crew on payroll to keep shoring up the site. If we don't, then in a few years, they're all going to be lying around like pickup sticks.
Oh. Interesting.
You mean the implication that, let me guess, the godfishers are around these wind farms and they could break down easily and we can sabotage it somehow.
Hopefully.
So,
okay. You're running through the wire.
if you can't disarm it, you have to do it the hard way.
Yeah.
But that doesn't get us in. I had actually expected a secret entrance, so this is just random.
Me
I
too.
don't know. Small arms. The retirers. This is the Clint Eastwood edition. Huh?
But it's
Energy cells.
energy.
Yeah, which is not bad potentially.
I think also Codex needs small arms, right? No.
Yes. Codex
Let's
has nah. And look at the skill list that Codex has, and look at the skill list that she has. Which is a bad excuse, I know. No, I'm giving it to Codex.
Yeah, he will more likely stay with us.
Yes, as he is not going to inevitably betray us. Like, this is Wasteland. I would say every NPC can inevitably betray you. Taking a melee enemy and then after hit it is 50% damage. Actually, now we...
Wait, what? I did not read what the 10
more damage
does.
if you hit... if someone hits you, you do more damage. And as enemies love to run on top of me, that sounds nice. But yeah, so...
Wait, was the boost just a quest item?
I don't think so, but what do I know? You know, that's also how you can play an RPG. You just loot everything, and then if any player character wants something of you, it's like, don't worry, we already killed and looted everything everywhere. If the game is not only spawning it afterwards, so...
Yeah.
The godfishes don't let us up, so we won't go there. This was where the clowns were, and there's this one.
Yeah, that's...
I rotated the map at one point and now I'm confused. Great. Okay. Now it's fine again. I expected...
You also can loot the truck over there, or at least click on it. It was highlighted.
I didn't even see the ice cream truck. Erosion, so they're heavily telegraphing the erosion point.
Yeah.
So the game tells us, look, you can somehow kill the godfishes. But so far they're not letting us in, so...
Let's save and go. Wait, there's. No, that was the.
Maybe, you know, actually we have... I think we have other leads
Maybe it
anyways.
has something to do with the worms and the pit.
So they said, talk to the slaves, and independent Yuma contest. So they anyways told us to go to the slave pen for everything, and we didn't do that.
Yeah.
So we shouldn't have gone here anyways. Okay, yeah, let's go. And then it's
But
probably
maybe
time.
we should visit the slave pens in the next episode.
Yeah, I was trying to say we are at over an hour. Oh my god, yeah. Let's do the loading in this episode. And next time we don't even need to level at start, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think this is actually this discussion what makes an RPG, and that it is heavily depending on what the person expects is very interesting, because as I said, so I would define or let's say RPGs that I like, because actually nowadays I can't even really take Japanese RPGs anymore, because they're often grind fests, and the ones at least I tried, I have the feeling that the stories are not better than the ones I played on the Super Nintendo in the 90s. Or let's say at the PlayStation 1 era. I have the feeling that a lot still can't deliver better than some Final Fantasies did decades ago. So I guess this is the complex we run in and die. Oh, we should anyways do a proper save here. And with that, I say thanks for watching. See you next episode. And we will probably, I guess we will be done in under 10 episodes, which heavily depends on the recording length. But whatever.
Yeah.
See you next
Totally.
time.
Bye.